Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car, and welcome to Ask Nathan. I have a very special guest today, and that's this, the 2016 Volkswagen Golf R. Ooh, isn't it sweet? All right, so we're gonna go right into the questions because we've got a bunch of them. So let's start off with one that's been popping up left and right. It's been tweeted to me, it's been sent via email, and it's shown up on Ask Nathan. So let's just answer it, and that is, Honda or Toyota, which one do I prefer? That's almost not a fair question. The simple reason why is because Honda literally builds half as many vehicles as Toyota builds. Toyota has a much larger inventory, okay? However, car to car, yeah, you know what? I'd prefer Honda, and truck to truck, I prefer Toyota. There's the answer. It's the best I can do. All right, let's move on to the next one. And it's an interesting one because it has to do with something we're about to do. One of you, at least one of you, was asking about the Chrysler Pacifica and whether or not it's going to be best in its segment and if it's going to be a game changer. That's a really good question. Now, first of all, we are talking about an all-new vehicle. It really isn't sharing anything from its past. It's not the platform. The engine and transmission are new. It is a new vehicle, and it's one that has a lot of carefully thought out details that I wasn't expecting when I had a chance to briefly drive it. Now, here's the good part. Coming up very soon, we're going to be testing that vehicle against one of its arch nemesis. Or would that be nemesi? All right, so stay tuned for that. That is going to be happening fairly soon. But simply put, yes, it's going to be a game changer. It has to be. They put so much time and effort and money into that van that they're not screwing around. And remember, they also are coming out with a plug-in hybrid version of the van, which, personally speaking, Roman and I were predicting about 4 years ago that that would be the best way of utilizing that type of architecture. So a little credit to us. Well, it's not really credit. I'm sure you guys came up with it before we did. All right, let's move on. Now, this is an important one because we've already written several stories about this on tflcar.com. So I highly recommend that later on you guys go over there and have a look at this. And this is what it has to do with. One of our viewers told their friend to replace, with the buyback program, their Volkswagen Golf Wagon TDI. You can either have them bought back, this is just recently happened, or you can keep it and have the fix, which will lower your horsepower. So this friend recommended that the owner go and replace it. Okay, and then the question was, what do we do to replace it? What vehicle should we get? This actually was something that I pondered for a while, and Andre, my buddy over there, helped me out with this, and I think you guys might agree. Now, there are really two different directions you can go. You can either stick with Volkswagen, or you can move on and find another automaker that builds something that is, frankly, very economical and utilitarian. So this is the best I could come up with. You can either go for Toyota's Prius V, which is basically a larger Prius that gives you a lot of extra space, really good gas mileage, utility. It's not the world's most enjoyable vehicle to drive, and it's not as much fun as the Golf to drive, frankly, but it's very, very user-friendly. Or you can stick with Volkswagen and get the Jetta Wagon 1.8 liter turbo, which is available. That turbo gets really good gas mileage. You should see the numbers. And it is a lot of fun to drive. So that is a recommendation. And as far as I know, so far the 1.8 liter turbo is absolutely A-OK and burns fairly clean, as far as we know. So that's something to think about as well. Okay, so those are the basics. And finally, I know you're asking about this. Well, this is what I can do. I can tell you this. Paul, our racing driver, took this on the track recently and absolutely hooned it up. But that's all the detailed information I can give you about it because soon you're going to see this baby on the track. So stay tuned for that. For the Fast Lane Car and for TFL Now, this is Nathan Adlin. Go to tflcar.com for news, views, and real world reviews. I'll see you next time. Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car, and we're doing a special episode of Ask Nathan. That's actually not a special episode, it's just an episode, but see, every episode of my book is special. So today we're gonna answer a few questions, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this vehicle behind me, which is the 2016 Volkswagen Dune convertible.